Alrighty, we should be live, yes. Okie dokie. Actually, let me do something real quick. Boop. That better? A little bit better. Turned on a different light too. Okay. I also should button down my shirt. What is this? Or, yeah, button up? Button down? I don't know. Anyways. Okay. I'm a weird guy. Alright, today I've been doing stuff. I created a little board on Trello to make things a little bit easier for me to follow along this series of GDLearn that I'm doing. So yeah, the first game that I did was Pong 2D, you know, have all the stuff about it. Then Breakout 2D, Space Invaders 2D, and I think today is the day where I'm gonna start making 3D stuff. So I had this idea of basically making like a shooting range, right? So what I want to do is you have a third-person character where you can have a little gun and there's targets, like different lanes with different targets, and each lane the target is at a specific distance, and then you shoot at the target and the target goes, yay, you shot me. I do want to improve on this, try to make this one like try to make this one kind of like follow good practices, everything that I've learned so far, and I want to make it like, basically I want to make it good. And the targets, I want the targets to have like, if you hit it in a different place, you get a different score, and then maybe I'll put up like a screen or something that says what your score is. I don't know, but the idea is to make a 3D shooting range, and I'm gonna start that project today. I have no idea when I'm gonna finish it, but I kind of have an idea of what I want it to look like. So this is going to be my mechanics prototype. Yo, Casper, how's it going? And the reason for this is because I have a project that I want to work on. I'm calling it Project X so far. And that is going to be a third-person shooter. That's why I'm choosing to do a shooting range in third person instead of first person. So yeah, but I'm gonna try to do like multiple prototypes, one for each kind of like core game mechanic of that, and then I'll start working on the project itself, and that will take me probably 25 years to finish. But we'll see how it goes. Easy, 2 days work. 2 days, 30 minutes and it's done. So yeah, so basically what I did before starting the stream is I opened Godot engine. Yes, that's what I want to do, a target with different hit zones. So if you hit like on the outside, you get, I don't know, 1 point. If you hit a little bit more in the middle, you get 5 points. If you hit the center, you get 10 points. Something like that. Yeah, that's the plan. So, by the way, I'm not going to do any sort of modeling yet. I am going to touch on 3D modeling because I will need that for my game. But I don't know anything about 3D modeling yet. So I just want to go into Godot and make things with like a capsule and a box for now, and then I'll do 3D modeling. Exactly. First a target, and then they'll make it a body, and then the body will have a voice, so that when you shoot it, it goes ah. But yeah, so before the stream, what I did is I created just a blank project. I called it shooting range. I also uploaded shooting range to GitHub, because my projects are open source and open to this point. So you can go to brunodb3/Godot shooting range and see the code, even though there's nothing there right now. It was literally created 9 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago. So yeah. So here's the thing, there is nothing so far on this. Ah! There's nothing so far on this, and I do know that there's some things that you can do on the project to like only show things that are 3D, for example. So let's see if we can do that. Physics, 3D, common, 2D. Config, application, boot splash. Ooh, I can change the splash screen on boot. That's cool. Rendering, debug, compression, logging memory, GUI. Timers thing? No. Okay. Navigation? No. Is it in plugins? No. Is it something here that I have to right click? Oh, is it in editor settings? Ah, could be. Editor settings. Ooh, asset library. No. Inspector. File, doc, scene 3. File system. Text editor. Editors. 3D. 2D. No. Network. Project met. No. No. Okay. Editor. Editor layout. No. Scene? Project? Debug? Help! 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 Asset lib. Ooh, I didn't know this was even a thing. Look at that. VR input simulator. Ooh, VR. Controller icons. Godot Firebase. Ooh. Hierarchical finite state machine. Ooh. Input filter. Whatever that means. FPS graph overlay. That sounds cool. So if I click on this. Oh, it even has like how it works, and it has images and shit. Okay. Interesting. But that's not what I'm looking for. Shoot, I don't remember. There is a thing. Manage editor features. Ah, I think it's here. 3D current. Yes, that's my profile. And then what? Make current. 2D pixel art. 3D. Wait, what? So what if I do this? I don't have any 2D things. Scene tree, no. If I do, okay. No. Maybe it just works the other way around. I saw a thing where you can just remove the 3D features. Like you can't create a a 3D thing. So for example, this one, this profile that I made a while ago, if I make that my current, see, I only have the 2D thing and only 2D scenes. I don't have any 3D. But the 3D one, I want to remove the 2D things. I don't want any 2D things. So I don't want node 2D. I don't want navigation agent 2D, navigation obstacle 2D. These are the spatial ones. Resources. Fonts, materials, meshes. Animation, audio stream. Yeah, I don't even know all of these things. That's a lot of stuff that it has here, huh? Shader, ship. No ship 2D, thank you. Textures, I'll probably need textures. Visuals. Okay. Does that... No, I still see 2D scenes. Node 2D. Canvas item node. Yeah, no, that's not what I want. Okay, I guess I'll just... remove. Okay. Create profile. Default. Make current. So I have 2D pixel art and I have default. I'll just leave everything checked. Whatevs. Okay. So I'm in the 3D space. What do I want to do here? Can a static body, maybe? Maybe I need to do a... There's no node 3D, huh? It's a spatial thing. I'm gonna call this world. And then this is gonna have a static body, which needs a shape, collision shape. Should it be a polygon? No, a shape in 3D space. Yes. A collision shape, what does it need? Here, it needs a shape. Let's do a box shape. No, wait. A plane shape. Yeah. Is that good? Shit, how do I move? Control drag rotate. No. Alt drag. What? No. Go back. Shit. How do I move around this thing? Do I do? Whoa, whoa, okay. Perspective. Oh, interesting. Cinematic preview. Ooh, fancy. Okay, well. Yeah, like I want to go down. How do I go? Oh, shift. There we go. Why can I not control Z? What? That is so weird. Static body. Collision shape. It needs a shape. You know what? I'm gonna do a box shape, and I'm gonna make it small. Do I need to add, like, how do I add color to it? Maybe here? Resource? No. You know what? Maybe I'd be better off just watching a video first. I have this video from Garbage. I kind of like his videos. So let's just watch a video from him first.
Name it character. Save the scene and create a collision shape node
loud.
as a child of character. Give it a new capsule shape, and in the transform tab,
so he's making
rotate
the
it 90
character
degrees
first.
on the x-axis. Then click on capsule shape and set the radius to 0.75 and the height to 1.5. After that, add a mesh instance as a child of character and give it a new capsule mesh. Rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis, then click on the small mesh preview window and set its radius to 0.75 and its height to 1.5. Next, create a new spatial node as a child of character and call it gun pivot. Then add a mesh instance as a child of gun pivot. Call it arm. Give it a new cube mesh and set its size to 0.2 on the x and y axes and 1 on the z axis. Click on the gun pivot spatial node and move it up to somewhere above the head of the capsule. Click on the arm and under transform, enter negative 0.5 on the z axis to move it forward. This will be an arm that points forward so that you can tell that the character is facing the right direction. After you've finished, attach a new script and call it character.gd. Create a new variable called direction and have it be equal to a vector 3. Next, create a process function or a physics process function. Either one works, but only losers use physics process. Just kidding. Remember to type everything you see exactly as I have it written here. Under process, write direction equals vector 3. At the top left of the screen, click on project and project settings. Click on the input map tab on the top, and under the tab is a box called action. Type move underscore forward in the box and click add. Do this as well for move underscore backwards, move underscore left, and move underscore right. Then click on the plus on the right, select key in the menu, and press the key you want to assign to the action. I use WASD, but you can use whatever keys you want, I won't judge. Do this for all 4 actions. Now back to coding. Under process, type if input.isAction just pressed, move forward, then direction minus equals transform.basis.z.
There is a better way to do this, I think.
Copy paste what you just wrote, change the if to elif, change move forward to move backward, and change the minus sign to a plus sign. Then copy paste the whole thing and change the move actions to left and right, and change transform.basis.z to transform.basis.x. However, if you try to run the game as it is now, the character won't do anything, and it isn't just because it feels depressed. We have to give the character instructions to actually move.
Wait, how did he create that plane?
This is how to make a basic third-person character controller in Godot 3.1. Start with a new scene and create a kinematic body node. Name it character. A new click on.
Yeah, he didn't show us how to create the plane.
Negative.
Great.
For movement.
The terrain, I mean.
We'll call speed and give it a value of 10. Create another variable called velocity and make it a vector 3. Then you type velocity equals direction times speed. Next, up top, create a new and in the parentheses, velocity,
linear
acceleration
interpolate.
times delta.
Interesting.
Then type move and slide, and in the parentheses, type velocity.
Oh, it's
then
still
type
move and slide,
vector 3
okay.
Dot up to tell Godot which direction is up. This is useful for when you want to add gravity and jumping to the character later on, so ignore at your own peril. You can now move your character in any direction you desire, but you cannot aim with your mouse. To add this, go back to your script and create a new variable called mouse sensitivity. Give it a value of 0.1. Create a new input function above the process function, and write if event is input event mouse motion, rotate underscore y, and in the parentheses, deg to red negative event dot relative dot using the mouse for sensitivity.
Can't you do this input, this one? Can't you do that with this? Like this with that? Maybe I'll try that. Okay. Anyways, so simple Terrain? Making a simple terrain. No, that's way more complicated than I need. I just need something to plop on. Oh, terrain editor. Interesting. Oh, for Godot Engine 2? Eh. Okay. So maybe I just need a static body. Wait, how about I make it a new scene? Huh. Anyways, static body. The body needs a shape. And it also needs a mesh. Yo, Newbert! How's it going? Welcome, welcome. The mesh is going to be a cube mesh. I think I can do this because there's a thing here. Create tri-mesh static body. Yeah. There we go. So actually I can just do this, and then I don't even need this. I just need this. And then I can, oops. Shit. Reset. God damn it. I'm finding it kind of hard to navigate the 3D thing. That's fine, Newbert. No problem, man. Thank you for joining in, by the way. Resize. Which one is resize? R. Can I resize the scale to be like that? And then resize. No, not that. Oops. 0.03. Ooh, 30 minutes. All right. Well, that's enough for me to finish my thing. No, just kidding. Yeah, no, the whole project's gonna take way more than that. Let's just do something simple, like 3 by 3. Let's see, so 3 by 3 by 0.03. Okay. Is that enough? The static body and the collision shape. Visible collision shape. I need to add a camera, right? So if I do a camera, where is the camera? It's there. How's move? W. I'm gonna move it up to the right. Rotate is E. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. I also want a directional light, right? I'm going to move the directional light kind of like behind the camera. Working camera system, bullet detection, ammo, and working play collision in 30 minutes. Pfft, piece of cake. Wait, which one's rotate again? E. E is rotate. There. So now I have a light pointing right there. I have my camera pointing right there. I'll save this as world.scene. And then I'll run world.scene. Yay. That's my scene. Okay, cool. I made something. Now this scene, this is the terrain slash the world slash whatever. So now I'm going to make a new scene called player. This scene is going to be a 3D scene. It will actually be a change type kinematic body. Cool, a rectangle. Yeah, kinematic body, right? And then the body has a mesh. right? And it also has a collision shape. And what is it again? The mesh has a body which has a collision shape. So the mesh has a... No. I want the body to have a mesh, not the mesh to have a body. Can't I do this and the mesh is that? No, that one. So the body has a mesh that has a shape. Oh no, actually I want the body to be child of mesh, because if I change the size of the mesh in terms of the terrain, I want the body to change sizes too, right? So for example, if I scale this way, the mesh scales with it. Yes. So in this case, yes, the body is a child of the mesh. Meshing bodies clearly picked the right time to show up. How's it going, Analog? Welcome, welcome. But in the case of the player, the body is going to be separate from the mesh. If I scale the body, I won't necessarily want to scale the mesh. No, I'm confused. The body is a child of the mesh, or is the mesh the child of the body? I don't know which one. I'll just do this. Wait, can't I do... Oh, because that's a static body. I don't want a static body. You multiplex convex. Tri-mesh collision sibling. Interesting. I hope you don't mash it up. Oh boy. Oh boy. So then is the... I am so confused. The collision shape is a child of the kinematic body. The mesh is also a child of the kinematic body. But I want the collision shape and the mesh to basically be the same, I guess? I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's create the mesh. It's a capsule mesh. And the radius, let's say 0.5. And the mid height 0.75. No. Wait, what? It's the... What? I'm confused.
Next.
Oh, the mid height has to be higher than 1, so 1.5. No, but it's not rotated. I need to rotate it.
And in the transform tab, rotate it 90 degrees on the
There.
x-axis.
Duh, I need to rotate it. It's a bean! Soon, the bean is going to be on top of the triangle, the square. It's a capsule shape. Transform. I'll rotate it 90 degrees. The radius, let's put 0.5. The height is 0.75. Or, yeah, I'll just use these numbers for now. There are triangles, squares. There's a shit ton of different things. Concave, convex, cylinder, height map, plane, ray shape, ray, and spheres. This is going too fast. It's going too fast for me too. Hey, this is my first time in 3D. I'm doing something. I've actually never done 3D in Godot. Now on special at the Spinner Cafe, Bruno's Bean Burrito. The BBB. No, it has to be the Bruno's Delicious Burrito. Or Delicious Bean, the BDB. Oh God, what am I doing? Creambeck's ice cream. What are Crayola? I have no idea what Crayola is. Crayola. Crayola. Images. Oh! Oh. Yeah. Eh. Well, I mean, it's the default colors, so. And then I add a mesh.
Then click on capsule shape and set the radius to 0.75 and the height to 1.5. After that, add a mesh instance as a child of character and give it a new capsule mesh.
Yes. Yes, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right. Brand of crayons that only the cool kids get. Yeah. I see. I don't think we had Crayola back in Brazil. So I'm not familiar with it. Whoa! It's a big bean. I said 0.5, right? And 0.75. But I also need to rotate it. How do I rotate this? Flip faces. Source? Geometry? Transform? Wait.
Rotate it 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's on spatial transform rotation degrees. Spatial transform rotation degrees. There we go. Look at that. It's a nice bean now with a collision shape and a mesh instance. Damn, my player. Yeah, I guess I wasn't cool enough. I didn't drink the Kool-Aid when I was a kid. I actually didn't because we didn't have Kool-Aid either. Let me put my player here. Oh my goodness, my player is huge. I guess I need to make my little mesh instance of terrain or world a little bit bigger, huh? Where did I make the size of it again? Wait, what? Here, scale. Let's do 10 and 10. There. And that's a little better. And I can move the camera like that. And then I'll move the directional light up and to this side. Like that. Okay. And then my player is right there. And then if I play it, look at that! I have a player right there. Haha! All about the Kmart brand crayons when I was a kid. Now this is quality. See what we can achieve in whole 35 minutes of programming? We can achieve a bean on a rectangle. A bean on a plate. Perfect. I do want to change the color of the thingy. It's annoying me that everything is the same color, but oh well. So player, we need to attach a script to it. Ooh. Extends kinematic body. Right?
0.75 character and call it gun pivot. And
yeah, I'll do the gun thing after.
Next, create a process function. Kidding. Remember to equals map tab the change the game character then velocity to tell so a mouse. To add this, go back to your now move your character in any direction you desire, but you cannot aim with your mouse. To add this,
okay, so let's do this. We have var speed equals 10, var direction acceleration equals 5. I'm not cheating, I'm just copying. Already better than Duke Nukem Forever. You know, I was actually really hyped for that game when it came out. But yeah, and I actually did play the whole thing uh, from start to finish very quickly right after it came out. I rushed to the game store to buy it and all that shit. But yeah, at the time I did like it. Looking back, it's like, why did I like it? It was terrible. Pac-Man Ghost movement. Waka 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 waka. Okay. Doing process, we're gonna do direction equals vector 3. Why do we do direction equals vector 3 again? Oh, we reset it every time then. And why don't we just do dot 0? Do we do this? I don't know. Don't know what's the difference. Anyways. Pac-Man. Yeah. That should be one of the projects that I do. Huh? Would be fun to kind of remake Pac-Man. Responsible for an entire generation of people taking pills for everything and listening to repetitive music. Speaking of music, I stopped my music. There. Background music. Helps me focus. Not really. Water. Drink water. Water's good. Okay, time to set up our input maps. Move forward. Move backward. Move left. Move right. Forward. Key W. OK. Backward. Key S. OK. Left. Key A. OK. Right. Key D. OK. So this is our input mapping right now. So we can do if input dot is action just pressed. It already even auto completes for me. Say forward. So what do we do? Direction transform dot bases dot z minus equal transform dot bases dot z. Interesting. Elif input is action just pressed. Backward we do plus bases dot z, right? Pac-Man invented raves. Ooh. I don't think that's what a rave is. And then we copy this whole bazazzle. And we're doing, instead of moving forward, we do move left and move right. Correct. And it's the X. Yeah. This is X. Okay. And now we have our direction. We do direction equals direction dot normalized. So what this does is it makes everything between a value of 0 and 1 instead of like 15, I believe. Or like either 0 or 1, not between 0 and 1. So it's either 0 or 1, right? Something like that. Yeah. So that you don't want the value right here. You want just the direction of the vector. Yeah. Yes. And then velocity equals direction times speed. Interesting. What about delta? Ah, there we go. Linear interpolate. Linear interpolate. Velocity acceleration times delta. There we go. So now velocity is the vector 3 of where we want to go. So it should be like destination, I guess. And then, but it's actually velocity because we do a interpolate function, which basically means that it's not going to go there from one frame to the other. It's going to go linearly based on our acceleration times the time delta between frames. Yes, that's what it is. See, sometimes I learn and sometimes I'm kinda smart. And then at the end we just move and slide to velocity. And for some reason we have to do vector 3 dot up. I wonder why. What parameters does this take? Linear velocity and up direction. Oh, okay. Okay, so we need to provide which direction is up, which for us is just vector 3 dot up. Cool. Only kind of. Okay, so now if we do this, we should be able to... Oh. Yeah, because it's not just pressed, it's just pressed. Stupid. Idiot. So what was happening here is the just pressed, it's fired only once when you press. The is action pressed, it continuously triggers as long as you keep it pressed. So that's why I was pressing it and it just moved one. But now you should be able to move normally. Whee! Haha, look at that. Now I'm interested. What if I put a camera on the player instead of... So for example, my camera is gonna be right here. No, that's first person. For third person, it should be something like here. Right? Somewhere like that. And I'm also gonna rotate it a little bit. Right? Yes. Sorry. Yeah, so the camera is an instance of, is a child of player. And then what if I delete this camera? Then what? Aha! I'm moving with the player. Look at that. Look at that. And it doesn't even matter that I'm not on the thing, because right now we're not even checking for collisions. But hey! Look at that. That's cool. I bet this is what he's gonna do now.
Back to your script and create a new variable called mouse sensitivity. Give it a value of 0.1. Create a new input function above the process function and write if event is input event mouse motion, rotate underscore y, and in the parentheses, deg to red negative event dot relative dot x times mouse sensitivity. Now, when you run the game, you can rotate your character horizontally using the mouse. For rotating vertically, create a new spatial node as a child of character. Call it pivot. Then add a camera node as a child of pivot. Move the pivot up to around where the head of the character is and slightly to the right. In the camera node under transform, set the Z transform to somewhere around -5. Use the camera preview and tweak the settings until you get something that you like. Next, back in the script, create a new...
Interesting. So he puts the camera on a pivot instead of directly on the player. So let's do that. What? What? There's no pivot?
As a child of pivot. Run the game, you can rotate your character horizontally using the mouse.
Wait.
For rotating vertically, create a new spatial node as a child of character.
Oh, because it's a spatial node. Duh. Pivot's DLC. camera can go away. Pivot.
Call it pivot. Then add a camera node as a child of pivot. Move the pivot up to around where the head of the character is.
Yeah, and then this I add a camera. The pivot, I'm gonna move it up to around there. Yep. It's kind of hard to navigate the 3D thingy. Okay.
And slightly to the right.
And slightly to the right. Like that.
In the camera node under transform, set the Z transform to somewhere around -5.
Put the camera back. Interesting. Transform Z5. How do I do camera preview? How do I open the preview? Oh, here, preview. Oh. Interesting. What if I wanted closer a little bit? And the pivot. Oh. Okay. Can I change the FOV of the camera? Yes. Ooh. I'm gonna put it to 60. And I actually want to move it a little bit more to the right. So this should be, let's say, around 0.9. Okay. This is the Minecraft DLC. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now we have a camera that moves around with our little bean. Now I want to make, I'll put a little arm on it here that's gonna act as my gun. So I'll do another spatial. This is gonna be the arm pivot. This is the camera pivot. And then here I'm gonna put just a regular mesh. Mesh instance. It is going to be a cube mesh. Can I scale it? Shit, I forgot which key is there. This one is scale. I can barely see it. Oop, don't pay attention to that. That is not what you think it is. Okay. And I move the pivot. I move it. Wait, no. I'm doing it wrong. I'm moving it on the wrong thing. I need to move it to the right. Because this is the right side of the thing. Yeah, and the mesh needs to be that. And then that. Like something like that. That's a little bit too long. Perfect. And then the pivot himself, move it a little bit forward. Actually, no. The pivot will still be here. What I'm gonna move is the arm itself, because when I rotate the pivot, yeah, so the pivot of the arm is right here instead of the center of the arm. Yeah, there we go. So that's our arm that's gonna shoot things. Nose like Pinocchio. Wait, is the first thing you're trying to do your burrito is give it a gun? Yes. My bean burrito has a gun. This is America. Oh God. America. Fuck yeah. America too long. uh, hey, it's not a gun. It's a arm. It's gonna move the arm when it walks around. That's what it is. uh, awesome. Okay, cool. So our little thingy has an arm. I want to do now the
preview and tweak the settings until you have it be equal that you like. Next, back in the script, create a new onReady variable called pivot and have it be equal $pivot. In the input.
Okay, so let's do this one. Let's do the input event to rotate the mouse first. So func input event if event is input event mouse motion rotate y dag to rad, nice, minus event dot relative dot x times mouse sensitivity, which is going to be 0.1. Okay, so if I do this and I rotate the mouse, the thingy moves around. Whee! Awesome. Freedom fries with your burrito, sir. It's a happy little 50 cal accident. That's funny.
The function, write pivot.rotatex and in the parentheses deg2rad minus event.relative.x multiplied by mouse sensitivity. Now you can rotate the camera vertically and horizontally using the mouse. One thing you'll notice.
That's why you use the pivot, because you don't want to rotate the character vertically, you just want to rotate the camera pivot. Right. So I'm gonna do this access as a unique scene. Alright, Newbert. Thank you for dropping by, man. Have a good one. So it's gonna be a onReady var camera pivot equals $sign camera pivot.
This is that if the mouse cursor goes outside of the game window, you can no longer rotate the camera. To fix it,
yeah, I'll fix that in a bit. And then if it is mouse motion, I'm gonna do pivot.rotate x dag to rad minus event.relative.y. Why is it y? Times mouse sensitivity. Why am I rotating x by the y? Oh, because the pivot's x thing is actually the y that I want to rotate. Okay, yeah, interesting. Okay, it works. I look left and right, up and down. Okay. All right.
Just go to your ready.
I'm gonna put my music on.
Function and type input.setMouseMode and set it to input.mouseModeCapture. This will hide your cursor and keep it locked inside the game window so that you're always able to aim. In the input function.
Interesting. So func ready input.set mouse mode put dot mouse mode captured. So then, look at that. I have a little 3D character that moves around, and I can look up and down. But the interesting thing is, as I rotate my pivot, the arm is not moving. Oh yeah, because I didn't rotate the arm. Stupid. I'm also going to rotate the arm pivot. Boop, 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 boop. Basically gonna do the same thing. Okay. This should work then, right? Whoops. Ah, there goes my arm. Woohoo! It's rotating. That's cool. Nice. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ooh, look. Woohoo! Okay, I guess that's what we're gonna do next. Whee! Nice.
Function, you can also write if input.isAction just pressed UI cancel, or the escape key, then input.setMouseMode is set to input.mouseMode visible to make it easy to exit the game. Another problem is that you can rotate the camera vertically to the point where it's upside down. To fix this, add a new line of code. Pivot.rotation.x
We're gonna clamp it,
equals
of course.
Pivot.rotation.x
between minus 90 and 90.
And deg to rad 90. Now the camera can look all the way up and all the way down, but won't flip over.
Yeah, I don't think 90 is a good one, but yeah, let's clamp it. This is gonna be camera pivot.
And you can still rotate 360 degrees horizontally. Congratulations, you now have a basic third-person character controller. As a bonus.
Oh, it's the pivot.rotation.x equals clamp, not clam, clamp, camera pivot dot rotation dot x deg to rad, let's say 85, or is it minus 85 and then 85? There. I'm gonna do the same thing with the arm pivot. Go here. Whoop. Yeah, I think 85 is still a bit too much. This is probably what, 60? Basically, I don't want it to clip through the floor. 60 is still too much. 40. Ah, there you go. 40 is a bit better. Pew 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 pew. Really? Nice. Rotation. What's that? Rotation X. I'm gonna do rotation X equals clamp rotation X deg to rad minus 40 deg to rad 40. Not rotation X. Stupid. There, right? Oh yeah, it has to be rotation X dot rotation dot X. No? No. That's it. It's because the wrong one was rotation. I was running a fractal and just jumped right off the map Promise the entire party followed me. On Guild Wars 2. Oh, it's not clamping it. Okay. Relative dot mouse sensitivity. Oh, it's because I need to clamp the. Wait. Pivot dot rotation dot x equals clamp. Maybe I just need to do arm pivot dot rotation dot x equals rotation clamp camera pivot dot maybe. Let's see. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to do the clamping separately then. Oh, cause it's not rotation x, it's the pivot rotation dot x. That's why it's not working. Yes, it actually needs to be that. This one is that. There you go. I'll do var clamp max rotation, max pivot rotation equals 40. I'll do this, 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 and that. So if I do this, yep, it clamps to 40, and I can move around. Cool. Haha. I have a little bean with a little Minecraft arm. I can look up and down, left and right. Perfect. Oops. Let me do the escape thing that he said as well. On the input, if input dot action just pressed, cancel, input dot set mouse mode, input dot mouse mode visible. Gonna do that just because it makes it a little bit easier to. And then I do escape, and then the mouse is visible. And I do that. Okay.
Bonus, I'll show you how to rotate the character's arm so that it's always pointing at what you're looking at. At the top of the script, create an onReady var called gun pivot and have it equal
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Then in the input function, write gunpivot.rotatex deg2rad minus event.relative.x multiplied by mouse sensitivity and gunpivot.rotation.x equals clamp pivot.rotation.x.
That's exactly what I just did.
90, deg2rad 90. And now the arm moves. In the next video in this tutorial series, I'll show you how to add gravity to your character and how to make them jump. If you like the video, like it, subscribe.
Yes, I
so
want
you've got
that.
a character for your game, but you don't have gravity, so whenever you walk over ledges, this happens. In this Godot 3.1 tutorial, I will show you how to add gravity and jumping to your character.
Okay. One thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my world a little bit bigger, or like taller, just like he has. So mesh instance there. Make it a little bit taller. Now move my player a little bit up too. There. Great. So now I can actually see the ledge a little bit. Yep. Cool. We're getting there.
In my last tutorial video, I showed you how to create a third-person character that you can move and aim with. If you didn't follow along, that's okay. You can tack the following code onto just about any kinematic body, and it should still work. In the script for our character, we're going to add 3 new variables. Var gravity equals 9.8, var jump equals 5, and the secret sauce, var Captain Crunch equals vector 3. The first thing we need to do is go into our process
Captain
function,
Crunch?
or physics process function, doesn't matter, and write if not is on floor, CaptainCrunch.y minus equals gravity times delta. What's happening here is that if the character is not on the floor, aka falling, then the strength of gravity will increase every second, which roughly simulates falling in real life. And if the character is on the floor, gravity shuts off completely, which is not how real life works, but it's okay for a video game. Next, write move and slide, Captain Crunch, vector3 dot up. Make sure you write vector3 dot up because the is on floor instruction from the previous line relies on it to work. Run the game and you will now fall whenever you walk over ledges. Great. Next we're going to go into project and project settings, and in the input tab we're going to create a new input called jump. Assign whatever key you want to it. I use the spacebar, but feel free to use something more sensible like print screen or 5. Then we'll go back into the script and under the process function write if input.isAction just press jump, CaptainCrunch.y equals jump. Now, whenever you press the jump button, your character will jump. However, spamming jump repeatedly will cause you to fly into orbit, and unless you're Elon Musk, this is generally not desired. To fix this, go back to your script and add
fall when walking off a cliff.
To your jump script. And now when you jump, you can only jump if your character has touched the ground. Congratulations, you now have everything you need to make the next Super Mario game.
Cool. Okay. 9.8. I actually want to see the script. And var what do I call it? I don't want to call it Captain Crunch. I'm gonna call it yes, I'm boring. Gravity vector.
Your character will jump. However, spamming jump is desired. To fix it,
I also need jump. Var jump equals 5, gravity 9.8, velocity whatever direction, vector 3, gravity vector, vector 3. Okay, so now here, oh yeah, project settings, right here, jump, I said jump, space or print screen or 5, needs more slider theme. If input dot is action. Now this one I do want it to be just pressed because I'm only gonna jump once. Is action just pressed? Gravity vector dot y minus equal? Minus equal. Oh no. Equals jump. There. What actually is this is on floor though? If not is on floor. Gravity vector y minus equal gravity times delta. Returns true if the body collided with the floor on the last call of move and slide, or move and slide with snap. Otherwise returns false. Interesting. Is on wall. Interesting. How does it know what is floor though? Oh, look at that. It didn't work. Oh, because I didn't move it. Stupid. Move. And slide. Gravity vector. Vector 3 dot up. There we go. Whoa! That was way too fast. That was way too fast.
Let's go back to your script and add and is on floor to your jump script.
Not as, and.
And now when you jump, let's go back, fly into orbit, and go spacebar, but script, and under the process function, like on it to work. Run vector3.up because the is on floor instruction from the previous line relies on it for a video game. Next, write move and slide, Captain Crunch, vector3.up. Make sure you write vector3.up because the is on floor instruction from the previous line relies on it to work. Run the game and you will now fall whenever you walk over ledges. Great. Next we're going to go.
Yeah, but I'm falling way too fast. Is my gravity too fast? And I'm not jumping.
Secret sauce var Captain Crunch equals vector3. The first thing we need to do is go into our process character roughly with Captain Crunch from the Next we're going to go into project and project setting. Then just press jump. However, y equals jump.
And is on floor. I can't jump. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to debug this. I don't care about that. Profiler, debugger, I hit a breakpoint. Is on floor. Can I see the value of this? What is on floor? How do I see the value of that? Delta 0.034, self, direction, gravity, on pivot, gravity vector, acceleration, camera pivot, velocity, speed, and jump. No immediate window? What do you mean immediate window? Where's... Oh. Okay. Can I... How do I go to the next step? Okay, my velocity is all 0. My jump is 5. I'm curious. You could type is on floor in there and it'd evaluate there. That, printing the result. A place where you could manually type in code and it would be executed in the current scope. Oh, for debugging. Yeah, I don't know how debugging works on Godot. I just saw someone say that this thing exists, the breakpoint, but I'm not sure how to use it. Oh, my is on the floor is always false. Why is that? See, how do I make this my floor? Exactly. How does it know what the floor is? Is it static body? Visibility. Collision. No. Input. No. Physics material. Let's see. Is on floor. Is on floor rings true depending on your script. Can be every frame or only the first frame around every number. Every ring and interview. When you call vertical speed 0. Okay, that's not what I want. Can someone explain is on floor to me? r/Godot. Should always be applying gravity, also when the player is on the ground. First collision, so when there's two collisions that are overlapped. Collision is made and the engine can confirm that your object is actually on the floor and not really close to it. So like that? No, it still does. Is on. Oh! Oh, sometimes it's true. Ah, I think my colliders are fucked up then. Yeah. So my mesh instance. Let's do 0.5. This 0.5. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. Margin. Always applying gravity sounds correct. The language spec says is on floor only returns true when the last call to move and slide hit a floor-like object. Okay, so it should always apply gravity. Cool. My is on floor is still false. Maybe it's just my collider is a bit weird. Let me, if I do the height like 0.75, so the collider is a little bit bigger than my thingy. See? And then I go to world. I have this one. this should be above that, right? Something like that. So the, wait, hang on. Where's my scale? Y is, let's do 0.2 here. And then 0.2 on this thing. I'm gonna remove the static body because I'm gonna add it again, the tri-mesh static body. There we go. 0.2, 0.2. Then the static body is just the scale that it is, and the collision shape is that scale too. The player is above the thing. Let's try that out. That's what she said. My collider is a little bit bigger than my thingy. No, it still doesn't do it. Interesting. And I'm falling way too fast. Don't multiply with delta if you use move and slide. Return true. If you don't hit the floor, it'll return false. So you're moving around on the ground, make sure to apply a little downward force so it keeps colliding. So I shouldn't multiply it by delta. Wait, what? Don't multiply with delta if you use move and slide. But that was 4 years ago. So if I do that. What's that gonna do? Nope. It's still not right. I'm confused. If you call move and slide with only one parameter, all collisions are considered walls. This is useful in top-down games. You need to specify an up vector, which Godot will use to decide if the collision is a wall, a floor, or a ceiling. So that's what it decides on what is a floor. Okay, so at least we know how it decides what's a floor. It's with this. So everything that's colliding on direction vector 3.down is going to be a floor, I believe. Okay, that makes sense. But what still doesn't make sense is why it's false a bunch of times and then sometimes it's true. Also, this guy's using physics process. Maybe that's my issue, and then just never use delta. Let's see. Nope. Jesus. It feels like I'm falling super fast too. You need to specify the up direction and move and slide so it knows where the floor is. Make sure you set your collision layers properly and unassign different bodies with the same layers. For example, assign anything that's ground as layer 1 and the player body as layer 2, and only assign the layer 1 to interact with layer 2. It has produced problems on my end in the long run, not recommended. What? Do this. Actually, never mind. But that does make sense, because that's what I did on my other other thing. Where was it? Project settings, general layers, 3D physics, world, player, and then what was it? Player hurtbox. Yeah, I'll just wait for these. World and player. So my player, the collision or the kinematic body? It's this one, and it collides with world. My world, it's world, and it collides with player. It still doesn't work. Maybe I need to watch a more updated tutorial. Godot third-person controller. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with GD Quest. Let's see what GD Quest does.
Making your first 3D game can be daunting. With the additional third axis, just trying to rotate your character can be a nightmare. In this video, you'll see how to create a third-person character that moves relative to the camera and jumps. We'll also take a look at rotating the character model towards the direction of movement. There are two physics bodies we use to move objects in 3D, rigid body and kinematic body. Rigid bodies have realistic physics. They're quick to set up, but hard to master. Kinematic bodies give you more control, and they come with handy functions ideal for third-person movement.
Right.
In a new scene, we create a kinematic body with a collision shape. We've added our own animated character to the scene, but you can use any model or mesh instance instead. Two common collision shapes for characters in 3D are capsules and cylinders. Capsules have no hard edges, making your character move smoothly on slopes and corners. A character with a capsule can run up small stairs, but it also slides off platforms when standing on edges. Cylinders can stay on edges, but their movement won't be nearly as smooth on uneven terrain and stairs. I recommend a capsule to get started. They're generally easier to use. With the collision shape selected, we add a capsule shape and rotate it to fit our character. We also reduce the shape radius to 0.5 to match our character better. In 3D, you need a camera to render the game world. To make the camera follow and orbit the character, we add a spring arm node to the player with a camera child. The spring arm constrains the camera to the player at a distance. It also makes the camera collide with the world, preventing it from getting inside walls. We'll get back to setting up the spring arm later when we rotate the camera. The next step is coding the character movement. We add a script to the kinematic body node. Kinematic body gives us the move and slide with snap function. It handles movement on slopes for us, keeping the character grounded while running. We start with variables for movement speed, jump strength, and gravity. The move and slide with snap function expects a velocity and a snap vector, so we define these two variables next. The snap vector points to the ground to ground our character. When jumping or falling, we turn off snapping by setting it to 0. We cache the player model and the spring arm into onReady variables. In physics process, we start by calculating the player's desired direction.
Damn, this code looks so much better than mine, with the types and stuff.
To get precise inputs on controllers while supporting keyboards, we use input get action strength. The left, forward, back, right, and jump input actions are defined in the project's input map. Now, because the camera can orbit around the character, we also need to rotate the input
that's
direction
cute.
to
Grabbing
match
the
camera's
backpack.
direction. That way, the character always moves forward, back, or sideways. We rotate the move direction by the spring arm's Y rotation. This makes the move direction relative.
Okay, let's start over then with the little code here. Do that. Oh shit. How do I make all of this a comment? Oh, Control K. There. Okay, so I'm also going to export var speed 0.7? No, 7.0. Export var jump strength 20.0. Export var gravity 50.0. So doing var velocity vector 3 dot down or 0. Snap vector, is that what they call it? Yeah. Vector 3 dot. I like the idea of the snap factor because if I'm on a ramp, for example, my snap vector is not going to be down. It's going to be an angle if I'm going up a ramp, for example. So yeah, I like the idea of the snap factor. On ready var, it's gonna be the. Let me do this. It's the camera pivot equals dot camera pivot. I'm also gonna do the arm pivot. Okay. Func physics process delta is a float. Void var move direction equals vector 3.0 move direction dot x input dot get action strength. I like this. Get action strength move right. Snapping might also be useful because if that ever gets translated in JavaScript, your floating point position is going to suck. I don't think it does get translated to JavaScript though, but yeah, it's a good point. Minus this one. I love this because this also, it's left minus right? Yeah, right minus left. Because this here, get action strength, I can also do controller movement with this instead of just, oh, action was pressed. I like this. This looks way nicer. And the Z is going to be forward and back minus forward. Z is move
to the camera.
Shoot, wrong play. Minus move forward. And then move direction dot rotated. Spring arm rotation y dot normalized. No, I don't want to.
We normalize the move direction, so going diagonally doesn't make us go faster. We use the direction to set the velocity variable on the ground.
Yo, Masap. Not this guy.
Frame, we also want to pull the velocity down using gravity. Applying gravity lets us detect when the character's on the floor.
There it is. The just landed thing.
Using the isOnFloor function.
I don't want to rotate my move direction based on the spring arm now, do I? Or the camera. No, I actually do. Yeah, because it's this thing. So move. No, I don't, because the camera is not going to move around the player. I don't want the player to be able to face the camera. Or do I? Yeah, no, I don't. I would only not do that if the like if your weapon is not equipped, but that's too advanced for now. Got really emotional at the petrol station today. Don't know why. Just start filling up. Oh yeah. Yep. Vectors and shit. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Free cam. I only want the free cam if you don't have a weapon equipped. But I'm just gonna assume that you, like, for now the only state is weapon equipped. So I'm not gonna do free cam for now. So velocity.x, move direction.x times speed, and same with z. And velocity dot y minus equals gravity times delta. Okay. Can you nest the camera into the player object? Yes. So the player, I have the camera pivot nested to the player and camera nested to the pivot. So I rotate the pivot and not the camera.
Applying gravity lets us detect when the character's on the floor using the isOnFloor function. We can use the snap vector and isOnFloor to check if we just landed. If the character is on the floor and the player presses jump, then they're jumping. Jumping should have priority, so we set the y velocity to jump stream.
Okay, so isOnFloor and snap vector is 0. Is jumping is on floor, and input is action just press jump. Interesting. I know the GD Quest assets are really cute. I really like GD Quest. They have really cute assets. Wait, maybe they have the video. Yeah, they have the assets somewhere that you can get. Like on the courses and stuff. Yeah, they do have paid courses too. But they also have free courses where you can get some assets for free. GD Quest. Somewhere they have their. They also have this app that's really cool. Learn GD script from zero. This was made with Godot, this little app here, which is pretty cool. It's very nice. But yeah, somewhere they have these assets to download. Get started. Godot email course. Yeah, somewhere. Anyways, GD Quest is cool. Check them out. Landed equals is on floor, and snap vector equals vector3.0. So here we're checking if the snap vector is 0, which is when we're on floor. Floor is jumping, is on floor, and input dot is action just pressed jump. If is jumping, velocity dot y equals jump strength. Snap vector vector3.0.
and we zero out the snap vector to turn off snapping. When landing,
turn off
we flip
snapping.
the snap vector down to snap the character to the ground. Next,
Right. If I just landed, then I'll set the snap vector to vector 3 dot down, so it's snapped to the ground. And I need this. That's pretty cool. Okay.
we use the velocity and snap vector in a call to move and slide.
This is Python based. Not really. It looks very similar to Python. I like to think of it as like it's kind of between Python and it's like a mix of Python, C, and TypeScript somehow. But yeah, it's its own thing. I don't know what it's based on, but you can do with C# too. You can do scripts with C#, and there is also another one. I think you can do visual scripts, although I'm not sure if they're keeping that on the next versions of Godot. And I think that's it. Yeah, C#, GD script, and visual script, I think. Yeah.
Slide with snap.
Oh, move and slide with snap. That's a new function. Visual Basic. Yeah, just get rid of that already. I know. Yeah, that's... I think they're getting rid of it on Godot 4. But for... Yeah, for this one, I'm on Godot 3.5, I think. It still has it. It's the SQL. Is it SQL or SQL? Ooh. I've always said SQL because in Portuguese it makes more sense, but I've seen that people in English they say it SQL. But the SQL version of C#. I have 10 years of VB dev experience and mysteriously isn't listed on my CV. We don't talk about Visual Basic. Heard both. Okay. In English, I've heard SQL. I don't think I've heard anyone else but me say SQL in English. I've always heard SQL. But then again, I don't really work with it. I work with MongoDB most of the time, so it's not something that I hear that often.
This function needs our velocity, snap vector, and the up direction. We also tell it to stop on slopes without sliding down. The function returns an updated velocity that takes collisions into account, resetting the y velocity to 0 when landing. We store this value in our velocity variable. Before moving on to the camera script, in process, we update the spring arm to move with the character.
Interesting. So now we do our velocity, move, and slide with snap. That is so cool. Our snap is our snap vector. We do vector 3 dot up so it can detect what is on floor, and then this what's called stop on slope. We'll do true so that we don't fall off the world, right? Is this gonna work? Okay, so we're moving and we fall. Okay. Can we jump? It does work! So now is on floor is working. Look at that. Brilliant. I am gonna change my collision shape back. Is it 1.5? I think it's 1.5, right? My mesh instance is 1.5. Collision shape 1.5. There you go. This is beautiful. Look at that. We don't talk about VB. So I got a free water block today for fixing pins on a friend's 5900X CPU. Mind you, I need everything else. Water block. I was going to get a better GPU to put everything on it. Alright, man. Thanks for the lurk, Masop. Appreciate it. Shouldn't be able to double jump. I don't think so, because the... Yeah. No, I don't want to double jump, and we can't double jump in this case because the snap vector, if the snap vector is... Yeah, when we jump, the is on floor is going to be false because we're not going to be contacting the floor, and the is on floor is going to calculate based on our snap vector. Yeah. I cut it a double into a game I was working on when you collected something. Yeah, I'm not gonna do double jump for this game. At least not yet, I don't think. Yeah, I'm just gonna do single jump. I might do what's it called, when you like when you jump and you go to a ledge and then you climb over the ledge. It's called vaulting, I think. Yeah, anyways. My lurking's just as good as last time. Masov, the master of lurking. Okay.
After every frame. You'll see why shortly. Now we've got code to move relative to the camera, but the camera doesn't rotate yet. First, we set the spring up.
Yeah, no, I already have the code for doing that. It's gonna be this one. So my camera stuff is this, and my arm pivot is this, camera pivot, that, and I also need export var mouse sensitivity. Say, what was it before? 0.1. Sensitivity. Yes, sensitivity, I believe. Oh yeah, max pivot rotation is also a variable that I had. Export var max pivot rotation should be 40. Yeah. Okay. Also, still gonna have this one, and also when you press UI cancel, mode visible, yes. Direction, gravity, move and slide. Yeah, okay, cool. This also looks way better than before. Way nicer, way easier to understand. You know, get action strength and stuff. Changing the velocity, just landed or is jumping. Move and slide with snap. Cool. All right. So if I play now, I'm able to look up, look down, move around, jump. Oh, the moving. So I'm not moving the way that I'm facing. So this is not rotating. I should rotate here. The move direction should rotate according to the input event mouse motion. Wait, interesting. No, it shouldn't be it. Right? Direction. Oh, it's because I'm getting the direction transform bases, blah blah blah. Direction normalize, velocity, linear interpolate. Move and slide, velocity. Direction times speed. Move direction times speed. Do I normalize the direction? No, that's not what it's missing. What's missing here?
Arm's properties. The spring length controls how far the camera moves away from the character. You also want to increase the margin to 0.2 or larger to give the camera more room to collide. The 0.01 default tends to clip inside walls. Next, we attach a new script to the spring arm node to control the rotation. We add an exported variable for rotation speed. By calling set as top level true in the ready function, the camera can move independently from the character. It won't inherit its position, rotation, or scale. That's why we added a line in the character script to reposition the camera every frame. We capture the mouse cursor inside the window by calling input set mouse mode. This hides and locks the cursor to the game window. You can release the mouse by passing a different mode instead. In unhandled input, we check if the event is mouse movement before continuing. Moving the mouse up and down on the screen pitches the camera up and down. Left and right mouse movement rotates the camera around the y-axis. The clamp function prevents the camera from rolling over. You can change the degree amounts here to limit the camera's pitch.
Unhandled input. That's interesting. If it isn't rotation. Wait, what's rotation degrees on this one? Is it just a vector?
In unhandled input, we check if the event is mouse movement before continuing. Moving the mouse up and down on the screen pitch the clamp camera's 360-degree model to match its movement. Back in the character script, we check the velocity length first so we don't face forward when we stop moving. Then, we store the velocity z and x in a vector 2 as our look direction. I know, it looks backwards. Trust me, we need the opposite of what it normally returns here.
I don't... Translation. So I'm rotating, but when I press W, it's not moving where I want. Because direction. That's fine. Transform dot bases dot z. Yeah, okay, I can't do get action strength then. Because get action strength is always going to be move right is going to be more 1 or minus 1. Right? It's always going to be between 1 and... Okay, hang on, my brain is thinking. Direction. Move direction. Direction. If input is action press, move forward, move backward, move left, move right. Transform. The transform is what we're doing here when we rotate. Okay, let me go back to this, because I think this is what's not working here. If I do this, now it should work, right? Yeah, there we go. Now I move towards where I'm looking. If I hold W and yeah. So it's more like a first person controller. It's not a platformer, it's a shooter. I want to move relative to where I'm looking. And then if I go over the edge, whee, I fall. Perfect. And I can jump now. Okay. Great. Now how do we make this? One thing that I want to try and make is there's a concept, like a way of making things that's called componentization, composing. Godot composition. Yeah, so you do composition instead of inheritance. I watched this video about it, and I think it's quite cool, and I want to try to do it. So basically what I can compose, like make into a different component from this, is I can do velocity is a separate component. I can do gravity maybe. Moving, that's something that's attached to the player. I don't know, I'm thinking. Maybe the pivots I could make a component. No, but they're separate things. Let's think. If I make a pivot component, a custom component named pivot, and then it has a max rotation, like a max, maybe a X rotation, and a max Y rotation, based on how much it's gonna pivot. I don't know. It's kind of hard to think of it when you have a small project, you know, composition. Yeah, it's kind of a, at least to me, it's a bit of a difficult concept to think of when you don't have anything that you're like, okay, that should be a component, you know. Okay, well, I guess I'll play around with composition later in life. What I want to do now is shoot something, right? Is that my next thing? Have player walking around a simple terrain with collision. Oh yeah, let's add some walls to collide, because we have a floor but we don't have any walls. Yeah, so let's add a couple walls and see if we collide with those. So here in 3D, we go to world. I'm gonna call this floor. Then I'm gonna create a new spatial node. I'm gonna call it walls. Just renaming some things around here. So the spatial node floor has the mesh instance. The mesh instance, this should be 0. And then the floor, the transform, this should be 0.2. Actually, should I make this 0? Yeah, I'll make this 0. Okay, so my floor is at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then my walls. On the walls, should I add one spatial node for each wall? Yeah. I'll add, so I have, oh, by the way, my character is looking the wrong way. Things are going the wrong way. Positive Z is that way. Everything is flipped around. Hang on. Transform. Yeah, no, I'll do, so the directional light, I'll keep where it is, that's fine. The player, this guy, yeah, things are all backwards here. I want to move it that way. So this is minus 180. There we go. Let's see if that still works. Yep, I can still jump. Okay, perfect. But then if I go to here now, my player is still facing that way. Interesting. Maybe it's just here in the world then that I need to do minus 180 to make him face that way. Yeah, things still work. Perfect. Okay. So my wall, I'm gonna have a spatial one that's gonna be a north wall. And this is gonna have a mesh. This mesh is going to be a cube. This cube is gonna be over here. Oops. Over there. Oh shoot, I don't want to move the, I want to move this. I'll move north to here, and then this. Actually, maybe I can make a wall a scene. Yeah, let's make the wall a scene. So we do inheritance. New scene, wall. This is going to be a, not a spatial. It's going to be a mesh. The wall is going to be a mesh with cube, and it's going to have a static body. So wall, static body, collision shape. So if we go to world and we do wall, this one I can call north. We can do it this way and resizes R. We can resize it that way. And 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 this way. I'll make it a bit higher. And I gotta move it. Let me move it like here. A little bit thinner. There. Y. Z. X. Okay. That looks fine. Okay. Oop, couldn't save scene. Instances or inheritance couldn't be satisfied. What? What? Oh, it's because I called it north. I renamed the wrong thing. This one, wall. This one is called wall. Wait, if I rename this to north? No, it's still a wall. There, perfect. What is a web developer's favorite tea? Your URL Grey. Your Earl Grey? Earl Grey? Is that a kind of tea? I don't know. I don't know tea. Gotta get this pretzel stream and whatever music thing. No, I'm actually doing string beats. I used pretzel for a long time, and it's one more thing to add on top of my gazillion different softwares that I have installed. Earl Grey is a T. Oh, okay, Earl Grey, so URL Grey. Ah. You're so funny. A wall. We collide with the wall. Perfect. Boing, 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 boing. Can I jump over the wall? Yeah, I can jump on top of the wall. Hee hee hee. And then the wall becomes my floor, and then I can jump all the way down. Haha. Okay, cool. Because Earl Grey is easier to say than bergamot lemon tea. Bergamot lemon tea. Oh. Ooh, excuse me. 10.10 0.2. 10.10 0.2. Remember that. 10 0.2 10. I'm actually gonna do like, I don't know, 20? 20? Let's do 10-10, that's fine. We don't need a big environment to be playing around. Okay, look at that. Can walk, can hit the wall, can jump, and we can fall. Forever. It's great. Let's make, so north, west. Okay. Scale 10, 1.5. just so that I have round numbers. And this transform y. So this one is going to be 10. Scale. This one's going to be 0.5. Oh. Not 1.5? Oh, because this one has to be 0.5? 1.5 and 1.5. There. Now my walls kind of align-ish. I have two walls. They go like this. Boing, 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 boing. Can jump on top of them. Whee! And I can fall. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good for today, I think. Did quite a lot of stuff. Yeah. I have to do some research on how to shoot things after, but I think that's gonna be our goal for next stream. So I have walking around a simple terrain with collisions. Add ramps and platforming. No, actually, I'm not gonna add any ramps to my shooting range. I'm just gonna do the target, so shoot something. Next stop, CS:GO further. Yep. Okay, that was pretty good. Alright, so I'm not gonna publish this on itch right now. I'm gonna do that sometime later, but I am gonna send the code to my repository, adding player and movement. Commit to main, push origin, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Can close this, get the editor, can close this, go to here now. I have my code already. Cool. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining in today. It was fun. We're making really good progress. I'm really enjoying learning about Godot and stuff. I'm glad I'm doing some 3D stuff now. Eventually I'll learn more about vectors and physics and all that stuff. For now I'm mostly just following tutorials until I can make my own stuff. But yeah, this is good. This is fun. I'm enjoying it. It's good to interact with you guys again. And yeah, thank you for joining. I'll see you guys on the next one. Should be next Tuesday. So stay tuned. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are. And stay safe. And yeah, I'll see you then. Ciao, ciao.